Raw food has a complicated reputation in the modern world. On one hand, it conjures images of enthusiasts blending spirulina smoothies and soaking nuts overnight. On the other hand, food safety authorities have spent decades driving home the message that cooking is what stands between you and bacterial disaster. The Greenlandic Inuit, operating in an environment with no ovens and often no fire at all, didn't have the luxury of that debate. They ate raw because they had to, and what they discovered, entirely without scientific framework, was that raw consumption preserved nutrients that cooking would have destroyed. The clearest example is vitamin C. Conventional nutritional thinking assumes that vitamin C requires plant foods, citrus, bell peppers, leafy greens. This assumption is not wrong exactly, but it is incomplete. Organ meats like seal liver, brain, and muktuk, the skin and blubber of the beluga or narwhal, contain meaningful amounts of vitamin C. The critical qualifier is that these sources require minimal or no heat. Cooking destroys ascorbic acid rapidly and reliably. The Inuit, by consuming these foods raw or frozen, accessed a vitamin C supply that would have been entirely unavailable to them otherwise. No scurvy in the traditional population. A fact that perplexed early European explorers who could not reconcile a diet devoid of fruit and vegetables with a population free of deficiency disease. The science of nutrient degradation during cooking is more nuanced than most people realize. Water-soluble vitamins C, B1, B9, and to a lesser extent B6 and B12 are particularly vulnerable to heat. Boiling vegetables can leach 40 to 60% of their vitamin C into the cooking water. Enzymes that support digestion and metabolic processes are denatured at temperatures above 118 degrees Fahrenheit. Some phytonutrients and polyphenol are heat-sensitive as well, though cooking can also increase bioavailability of certain compounds like lycopene in tomatoes, so the picture is not uniformly one-directional. Here is the honest caution this topic demands. Raw animal protein carries real risk in a modern food supply that was never designed with raw consumption in mind. Industrial animal agriculture produces meat and fish under conditions that make contamination a genuine concern: E. coli, salmonella, listeria, parasites. The Inuit consumed fresh-caught wild animals in a cold Arctic environment that naturally suppressed microbial growth. That context does not transfer directly to a supermarket chicken breast. Anyone applying raw food principles to animal proteins today needs to take sourcing extremely seriously. Sashimi-grade fish from reputable suppliers, steak tartare from freshly ground high-quality beef, or cured preparations like gravlax or carpaccio can be navigated safely, but raw is not a blanket instruction to ignore food safety. The broader principle from Greenlandic practice is not that everything should be eaten raw, but that cooking should be applied thoughtfully and with awareness of what it costs nutritionally. Low-heat methods, gentle steaming, sous vide, short cooking times preserve more than prolonged high-heat techniques. The goal is not nutritional perfectionism, but a more honest accounting of what food contains before and after it reaches the plate.